Hi, I'm Crichton. I've been a photographer for nearly 20 years, and my team and I specialise in high-end portraiture of pets and the people who love them. One of the biggest reasons people hesitate before booking a pet portrait session is not price, timing, or even confidence in front of the camera. It is simply not knowing what the experience is actually like. Many people arrive with a picture in their head that feels busy, rushed, or stressful, especially for their dog. In reality, a session in the studio is almost always the opposite of what people expect. Calm, considered, and entirely shaped around the dog in front of us. So today, I want to walk you through what really happens, from the moment you arrive to the moment people usually realize they had nothing to worry about at all. What is a pet portrait session actually like? A pet portrait session is calm, unhurried, and designed entirely around your dog. It is not chaotic, rushed, or stressful, and it is very rarely what people imagine before they arrive. This is one of the biggest unknowns for people considering a session, and that uncertainty alone is often enough to make them hesitate. So let's walk through what it's really like. Is the studio stressful for dogs? No, the studio is set up to be controlled and predictable, which most dogs respond to very well. There are no crowds, no unexpected noises, and no pressure. Dogs are given time to settle, explore, and get comfortable before anything else happens. For many dogs, especially those who are older or a little sensitive, this calm environment is far easier than a busy outdoor location. What happens when we first arrive? The session always starts slowly. There is time for your dog to sniff around, get used to the space, and relax. Nothing is rushed and nothing is forced. We are not trying to get photographs immediately. We are paying attention to your dog, how they move, where they feel comfortable, and how they respond to you. That observation shapes everything that follows. What if my dog is nervous, shy, or excitable? That is completely normal, and it does not stop us getting great photographs. Most dogs are not trained models. Some are bouncy, some are cautious, some take a little while to settle. The session adapts to them, not the other way around. We work at their pace, take breaks when needed, and allow their personality to come through naturally. A nervous dog often produces some of the most expressive, honest portraits once they feel safe. Do dogs have to behave or follow commands? Dogs do need a basic level of responsiveness, but they do not need to be perfectly trained. Your dog should recognize their name and be able to respond to simple cues like sit or stay, or at least be willing to do so briefly in exchange for a treat. What's important to understand is that each photograph is captured in a fraction of a second. The camera is typically firing at around 1/125th of a second. That means your dog does not need to hold a position for long at all. If they can pause for a second or two for a treat, that is more than enough. We are not asking for long stays or sustained focus. We work in short, relaxed bursts. A quick sit, a moment of stillness, a glance up, and the image is already made. If your dog finds it hard to hold a position, that's absolutely fine. We reward often, reset quickly, and keep everything light so it never feels like training or pressure. The goal is not obedience, it's capturing a moment. How long does a session last? Sessions are flexible rather than fixed. We allow enough time so nothing feels rushed, but we are always guided by your dog's comfort and energy levels. Some dogs need more time to settle. Others are ready quite quickly. We adjust accordingly. Will it feel awkward? Most people are surprised by how relaxed it feels. Because the attention stays on the dog, the session rarely feels like a traditional photo shoot. It feels more like spending time together with someone quietly capturing what's already there. That's usually when people realize the experience is very different from what they had imagined. What are we actually trying to capture? We're capturing how your dog feels to you, not just how they look. Their expression, their posture, the way they watch you, the way they exist in the space. Those details are what turn a photograph into something that lasts. The key thing people realize afterwards: almost everyone tells us the same thing when they see their images. It wasn't what I thought it would be, in the best possible way. The experience is calmer, more enjoyable, and more natural than expected. And that's why the photographs feel so true. If there is one thing people say to us again and again after their session, it is this: it was not what they imagined. And they always mean that in the best possible way. The experience is quieter, slower, and more thoughtful than expected. There is no pressure on the dog, no sense of performance, and no need for things to go perfectly. When that pressure disappears, what comes through instead is something far more honest. That is what we are always aiming for. Not a version of your dog that feels staged or forced, but the one you recognize instantly. If this has helped you picture what a session is really like, and it feels like something you might enjoy sharing with your dog, you can find more information and booking details via the link in the description. And whenever the time feels right, we would love to welcome you into the studio